today, from the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans, it's Week 12 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the New Orleans Saints taking on the Denver Broncos.
It is always a celebration here in the city of New Orleans, and we are just outside of the French Quarter at the Superdome. This is what it looked like just a moment ago in the heart of New Orleans. Folks, there's no place for this noise to go in the Superdome. It is loud, and these fans are ready for football as their Saints get ready to do battle with the Denver Broncos. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. As we get a peek at their dynamic signal caller hailing from Mississippi State, it's Dak Prescott.
And it felt like it watching the game tape. He got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some. They threw it accurately. One touchdown pass. So he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
The numbers for Mixon last week: 15 carries, 72 yards, and a touchdown.
I was so glad you asked for a couple of offensive linemen to talk to before the game because they told us that in last week's contest, everything was clicking. Didn't matter whether they were doing gap scheme, zone scheme, power, whatever it was working, and they expect more of the same in this game, although they're prepared for some adjustments by the defense they expect to see.
And that one not going to have enough height on it. Down around his feet, it's incomplete. Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Called out a 46-yard punt, though they did get 9 back on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And leading them, Charles, their quarterback, their field general.
And he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after last week's performance because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of right decisions out there.
And got him the win. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. He'll keep it himself. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Ball at the 9 on 2nd and 8. Rolling to his right. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And the Saints are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. A stop there on 3rd. They could have held them to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there, and I go right at him with another momentum play. I go quickly and attack him because...
And he'll score! Touchdown, New Orleans! Anthony Schwartz, touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Saints have taken the early lead. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how the defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, get a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. This defense for the Saints, they were excellent last week in the win over the Chargers.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number, 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
That's going to set them back 5 yards. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Completes it to Fant on the right side. And he's going to come up a bit short. He needed to get to the 35 for the first, but he only makes it to the 34. So the pitch and catch good for 11, and it'll be 4th down.
But I think that we all figured when he caught it that short of the marker, that the defense almost relaxed and said, we've got this covered. And then all of a sudden, space to run after the catch. And now they're screaming, somebody get him down. Fortunately, they got to him and forced the 4th down.
It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive. And they come into this one riding that nice long win streak. And remember, next weekend is an open week for them. So if they can get the win here, a lot of momentum into that time off.
It certainly is. And if you're wondering if anybody's saying, boy, this is coming at a bad time, we want to keep playing, the answer can be yes. Because when teams are on a hot streak, they want to keep going. But what the veterans are telling the young guys in the locker room, an open week is always good, guys. Take it, and let's go with it.
And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Taken down by Pete Werner. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll look to throw here. Over the middle, that's caught by Schwartz. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he gets it to the 32, good enough for a 1st down. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right?
And now on the pitch, the ball's loose. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A great effort there. With a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Saints add on to their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And it's now 14-0. The drive summary there, tied 5 plays. And a long run there in the end to top it off. So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Denver's offense ready to go again. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. An option handoff here to Mixon. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. And right side, they're going to go option here. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. Here's Jack Fox now as he's on to punt for Denver. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. $14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. They'll roll him out right. And his throw here's incomplete. So this game, Charles, you know, we talk about potential unbeaten seasons a lot. It feels like every year at some point in the season we talk about that. But this is one of those games where if you're unbeaten, you got to be careful. You can't take this one too lightly.
You're exactly right about that. And by rights, this should be a cakewalk. Almost a week off. Let the starters run up the score in the first half. Backups get to play in the second. But you and I both know that funny things sometimes happen when you think this way. So it's incumbent upon the starters to really play well to make it work for this team.
So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. He'll buy some time right. Throws right side, and that's complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Now they'll give it to the first option. That's their fullback. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Now an option play on 2nd down. Gets around him, and he'll get it down this time to the 17. 62 yards rushing for him now. He's only carried the ball 4 times.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Hands it off out of the gun. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great play there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Well, I don't think that we're ready yet to say the route is on, but they have certainly looked near flawless here this first half, and now an extra point away from making it 21-0.
Yeah, your experience led you to say that because we have both seen those 21-0 leads come and go in this league, but this one feels pretty darn secure. And here's the other point. Even when people chip away at it, it forces you into being almost perfect on the other side, doesn't it, in order to try and mount a comeback.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return. And Denver getting set to take the field. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
So the completion results there in 9 yards, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. Prescott from the gun. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Prescott's throw into the hands of Fan.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. And just a yard to go here on 2nd down. Here's a give to Mixon. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Prescott to throw it. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
Throwing again. Prescott on 2nd and 10. He gets this one to Johnson. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 13-yard line.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Broncos with their first trip to the red zone thus far. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. Now Prescott. And it's caught. And the Broncos are going to have a 1st and goal. They nearly had the touchdown, but he's going to be marked out of bounds just shy of the pylon.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like...
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Joe Mixon, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos get a bit closer. The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. It's up, it's good, and that'll cut the lead to 21-7. So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays. And it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up. And
there he goes, left side. Touchdown, New Orleans. Jalen Waddle. His 19th touchdown now on the season. And the Saints are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. I'll let you do the analysis, partner, but with every touchdown pass this young quarterback throws and with the success that his team has had, I just continue to be more and more impressed.
Let's both do the analysis. Impressed. Aren't we both?
Yeah.
I mean, and why shouldn't we be? We've seen him improve throughout the year. We've seen him settle in now, and you can see the confidence of the team has grown. His confidence has grown. I think that everyone around this guy feels good about what they've seen, and it's also safe for him when he's driving home to turn on Sports Talk Radio. He's okay.
Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. And the football going back over to the Denver Broncos. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. Meanwhile, Dak's throw complete here to his receiver, Brown.
When you struggle on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Throwing, Prescott. This will be caught once again by Brown. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. I respect both sides on that play, CD. For him to be able to hold on to that football and the impressive tackle, wow.
Did you notice the look between the two of them as they came off the ground? That look did say the word respect.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
Well, so far, little to no resistance by the defense on this drive alone. 3 passes, 3 completions, 3 first downs. They're taking it to him, and it's paying off.
1st down, Prescott. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. The safety blitz turns out to be a great call defensively as they sack him for a loss of 9. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. He was under pressure, and they got to him again. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. 3rd and long for Prescott. And this is going to be incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
The Broncos send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Here again comes the captain of this offense leading his crew back out there now. I'm sure he wanted to have a huge game, wants to have a huge game as the quarterback, but really on the ground, they've been very, very hard to stop. Maybe you just keep going to that well.
I think
a fight for it, and this is caught. It's caught indeed. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll go down at the 28. 68 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. 4 yards remain for second down. And to give this time to the tailback. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10.
Well, think of it like you would a typical boxing match. The person is on his heels and absorbing blows is having a tough time. And that's what's happening to the defense right now because the offense is on his toes and punching. And there was another first down run right there.
Oh, the option to give to Taylor here. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Jonathan Taylor with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Saints are able to add on to their first half lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the rout is on here in this first half. So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. Michael Thomas now heading back onto the field. You better believe that he's well aware he has 0 catches right now, and they're losing, so he's probably a little hungry.
And you know the guys on defense are aware as well. And they're really excited he has no catches, but they're also worried because a lot of times that's like the ticking time bomb. The longer you hold him down, when he finally explodes, look out.
Yeah, no catches, though, so far in this game. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it was a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
And it is incomplete. Good positioning there downfield to break that one up. 2nd and 10. Back to throw here. He's going to go up top again. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, New Orleans. Anthony Schwartz, his 2nd TD of the game and 16th on the season. And the Saints just continue to roll. He put quite a bit of air underneath that touchdown pass. Of course, we knew that he had the strong arm.
That part was easy. You can see that throughout his college career. But what you want to know about a rookie is when the pressure's on, can you throw with touch? He just did right there. And, boy, it was pretty.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Broncos going to get one more possession in this first half. And they've got less than 30 seconds to go here, so not a lot of time to work with. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Oh, stripped. The ball comes out. And this is picked up by the Saints. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. He was under duress, surveying, trying to find somebody to get the ball out of his hands. In the meantime, the defense, they took it out of his hands.
And when the ball snapped, I know exactly what the defense is thinking. Get a sack, put him on the ground. But when you can also knock the ball free while doing...
And that is caught. Oh, what a catch at the 5-yard line. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Now Jackson taps this forward, jet sweep. And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Saints will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead will swell by one more. They have the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Well, the white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. The final second ticks by, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, bye weeks, they're over.
An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. Taken at the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 94 yards on the ground for him so far. So from second and long, now we go to third and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in four-down territory, that really opens things up for you. That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Eluding the pressure right. Leaping, and he makes the grab. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Joseph. And he'll be down close to the first down marker as he gets this to the Broncos 36.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And he is going to have a Saints first down, maybe by about a yard as they find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Lots of praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. On the option right is Jackson. A pitch back. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great play there. With his 14th touchdown of the year, 2nd of the game. And the Saints take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, Just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game, because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long, but a nice throw there for a good gain and a first down.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off near the 44, and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
McPherson on for the point after. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Yeah.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
And they'll try the jet sweep here. Gets past one man, and he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
I think the reason that this play is so successful is not just the blocking at the point of attack, but how about the speed at which he takes the handoff? He's in motion already, so he's not coming from a flat start like a running back often is. He's at a full run by the time he gets the football.
And Prescott, his third interception. Picked off around the 37, and he's able to bring it up 5 yards shy of midfield to the 45-yard line. So their woes on offense continue. That's the second pick thrown here in the third quarter.
And we know it was ill-advised, but that was an opportunity to help them get back into the game. Instead, he throws another interception, and now their task is even tougher.
And this will wind up a Saints first down as the tackle made it about the 43-yard line.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he's going to get this inside the 30. And after getting tackled, he's still down and looking very slow to get up. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. While the training staff works on him. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Saints get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead.
And that was a beautiful ball right there as he waited for his tight end to come uncovered in the end zone. So give him points for patience as well. Delivered it right where it needed to be for 6 points.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead will swell by one more. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. Denver's offense now set to go. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. To throw is Prescott. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Oh, Prescott stripped.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
Here's Prescott. He'll drop this one down to Mixon, and he'll get up to the 43-yard line. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Broncos send out their punter now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. This will be taken at the 10. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept...
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, New Orleans. Jalen Waddle with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Saints add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. They seemingly just continue to score at will, and as great as it's been for the offense, you got to feel for that defense down there.
I love that you use the word will, because both teams came into the game with the will to win, but one team has obviously imposed its will on the other and broken them, because what we're seeing right now, wow, that's a defense that's in tatters after what they faced in this ball game.
Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. Denver's offense ready to go again. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. Just too much to handle on the other side in this one. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Now a throw here to his running back. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down. Prescott now. He's got his big tight end, Fant.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, Tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
A first down throw for Prescott. Gets this to a standout receiver, Thomas. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25.
Didn't they tell us in our meetings that they needed to account for him on each and every play?
You think? A guy of his caliber? So how does a guy like him get that wide open?
That usually means there's a entire breakdown on what the coverage was. That everyone thought they were doing something, and they were supposed to be doing something else. But bottom line is, no matter what, you have to know where.
Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Well behind the sticks here with a 2nd and 18. Another try after the first down sack. Prescott, nowhere to go here. He lost the football. The Saints say they have it, and they do.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our... table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a throw?
There he goes, left side. Touchdown. A big play there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Saints are going to be moving on to 12-0 as they extend their lead further. Even though they've got this big advantage, Charles, they are not taking their foot off the gas pedal right now.
Right, I think what we're seeing is the result of all their great preparation and great practice time during the week. And even though it seems like this is a great chance to pull people back and maybe, not try and score a few more times, they don't want to do that. I think they're enjoying what they're seeing, the collective effort, and they want to play it all the way out.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good, and that will extend this big lead. So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. Now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter. On 1st and 10, Prescott. This goes out wide for Mixon. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And that'll make it 2nd and 10. Here's Prescott. This is caught. It's Brown. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. It's a big play there for the Broncos.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Prescott. He's got a man. It's his fullback. So 8 yards on the completion there, and that'll make it second down.
It's pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defensively in the pass coverage game, but in this case, they made him pay for that oversight and picks up a nice gain.
Throwing again on second down. Prescott. This is the tight end fan, and he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Prescott looks to throw on first. Steps away, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up second.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. Here's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. Throw left side complete. That's Brown. And the Broncos are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
With the score where it is, this was probably going to be 4-down territory if they didn't convert there. But what a nice job of working his way open, making sure he secured the catch, and setting up first and goal.
And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. It's a loss of 4, and now it's second and goal.
And, of course, that's not an easy man to sack. You know how elusive he can be trying to get outside of the pocket. That was a great play on the defensive side.
And I wonder what was going through his mind because he didn't seem as committed to using his legs to pick up yardage. He wanted to keep that play alive, so either take off and go or throw it away. But he held on to the football and ended up getting sacked.
Third and goal, trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable.
Prescott. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it. A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor in effect.
Point after, right down the middle, as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33.
Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense.
And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the fourth quarter.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Throwing now, Jackson on first down. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone can stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that's leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now, because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead will swell by one more. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tiny 2-play drive that time. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively? Prescott stripped, but it looked like, fortunately, the Broncos able to recover. Now whistles and a timeout called here. Not sure of the point of this, but they'll stop it with 4 seconds to go in the game. One last shot now for Prescott. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for New Orleans, the streak continues as they push their mark to a perfect 12-0 now on the year. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, the problems just get worse and worse as they fall to 2-9 now on the year. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Carolina Panthers. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.